Let me guess. You work hard, make a decent living, and somehow your bank balance still looks like it got mugged every 2 weeks? I mean, think about it. Why do some people seem to build wealth effortlessly, while others are stuck in an endless cycle of, where the hell did all my money go? Well, guess what? The answer isn't magic, it's money traps. This might be one of the most important videos in this financial freedom series, because today we're exposing 15 money traps that are keeping you broke. And if you're guilty of even just 3 of these mistakes, it might explain why your wallet is always stuck on life support. So without wasting any more time, let's dive in. Trap number 15, the subscription black hole. Okay, first things first. Netflix, Hulu, YouTube TV, Spotify. Gym membership you haven't used since the New Year's resolution crash. Oh, and let's not forget that mystery subscription you signed up for 6 months ago. Does any of that sound familiar? Subscriptions are literally like little financial vampires, sucking a few bucks here, a few bucks there, until bam, you're out hundreds every single month. It's only $9.99 a month. Yeah, until you add up 6 streaming platforms, 5 digital magazines, that random gym membership you never use, and some app you forgot to cancel 3 years ago. They'll keep sucking your bank account dry until you wave the white flag and finally hit cancel. Please listen to me carefully, because I want to give you a golden piece of advice. Audit your subscriptions. Be ruthless. If you haven't used it in 30 days, it's simple. Cancel it. Oh, and speaking of sneaky money leaks, this next one is one of the fastest ways to go broke. Trap number 14. Buying a brand new car. Listen, the second you drive that shiny new car off the lot, it loses up to 20% of its value. And yet, so many people still sign their souls away for 6-figure car loans because they deserve it. Newsflash, rich people buy used cars because they know that a car is a liability, not an investment. Want a financial glow up? Buy used. Drive it till the wheels fall off. Now look, those were just the first 2 money traps you need to be aware of. Trust me, the next 12 are even worse. If you're guilty of any one of these, it's seriously time for an intervention now. Just make sure to subscribe to the channel. Number 13, daily coffee and fast food. Now, before you roll your eyes at this one, yes, I'm going there. That $6 Starbucks habit, that $15 Uber Eats order, it adds up. The average American spends over $3,000 per year on takeout. That's a vacation, an investment, or a nice emergency fund. And look, don't misunderstand me here. I'm not trying to say you have to cut out caffeine forever and work like a zombie 5 days a week. Let's not get carried away. You don't need to quit coffee. All I'm saying is you can easily make it at home for pennies on the dollar. That $6 latte costs 30 cents to make yourself. Same caffeine, way more money in your pocket. Oh, and don't shoot the messenger, but that same $6 daily latte habit adds up to over $2,000 a year. Enough to invest in something real or pay down that credit card debt you know you're drowning in. I love coffee too, but your wallet might prefer a homemade brew. But wait, if you think coffee is a waste, just wait until you see what people are wasting their money on next. Number 12, extended warranties. Ever bought a $50 gadget and been pressured into a $20 extended warranty? Biggest freaking scam ever. Now, if you've been following our Stealth Wealth series, you've probably heard me say this before. Companies literally make billions selling warranties you don't need, because 99% of the time, if a product is going to break, it'll break within the normal warranty period. And if it doesn't, the cost of repairs often isn't as bad as they make it sound. Retailers push warranties because they're a goldmine for profit margins. The commissions on extended warranties can be higher than the product itself. Plus, many warranties come with fine print loopholes that make it almost impossible to claim. You'd have better luck winning the lottery than getting a free repair. And look, I get it. We all want to feel secure, but 90% of these extended warranties are more like extended regrets. The cost of the warranty often rivals the cost of just fixing or replacing the item. So next time the cashier says, "Would you like a warranty with that toaster?" Run. Pay attention to this now. Instead of throwing money at what ifs, put that cash into an emergency fund. If something breaks, you'll already have the money to fix it without padding corporate profits. Now, if you thought warranties were a ripoff, wait until we talk about the biggest homeownership scam. Number 11, home upgrades you can't afford. You know what's worse than buying a home you can't afford? Buying a home and then blowing tens of thousands on renovations you don't need just to impress people you don't even like. Listen, HGTV lies. Your kitchen doesn't need a marble waterfall island. Your bathroom doesn't need a $10,000 spa tub. Live within your means. Homeownership is a wealth-building tool, but only if you're smart about it. Anyway, I wouldn't mind making an entire video on this topic if there's any interest. Just let me know in the comments. Speaking of flexing on a budget, here's a money trap that's silently killing your wealth. Number 10. Buying designer brands to impress others. Let me ask you something. Would you rather look rich or actually be rich? Because too many people are broke in Gucci. The wealthiest people, they wear plain tees and drive Toyotas. The secret? Assets over outfits. That $800 Gucci bag won't make you rich, but investing $800 into stocks, real estate, or a side hustle, game changer. Now, if you think flexing with designer brands is bad, this next one is even worse. Number 9, financing a lifestyle you can't afford. Instagram flex culture has ruined people's finances. This especially goes out to all my Gen Z people out there. You know who I'm talking about. You don't need a luxury vacation every year. You don't need a brand new iPhone every 12 months. You buy a bigger TV because your neighbor got a bigger one. You move into a more expensive apartment to prove you've made it. Meanwhile, you're drowning in debt to impress people who might be just as broke as you. Time to set your own standards and stop living for other people's approval. If you're financing your lifestyle with credit cards, loans, or paycheck-to-paycheck living, you're in a financial death spiral. Real wealth isn't built by spending, it's built by investing. Keep in mind, avoiding these financial traps is just the first obstacle in your journey. When you finish watching this video, go back and watch our series on the stealth wealth mindset. Watching this video alone is not enough if you truly want a life of financial freedom. We have an entire playlist we created for you. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Number 8, bank fees that steal your money. Late fees, overdraft fees, monthly maintenance fees, withdrawal fees. Banks love draining your account in slow motion. It's almost sickening. Here's my best advice for you. Find a fee-free bank. I promise they exist. And for the love of your bank balance, turn on account alerts to avoid those sneaky overdrafts. And speaking of wasted money, let's talk about something that people fall for every single day. Number 7, lottery tickets and gambling. Buying lottery tickets is basically setting your money on fire. The odds, 1 in 292 million. That's worse than getting struck by lightning, twice. Casinos and lotteries exist for a reason. They make money off people who think they're going to beat the system. The house always wins. Always. The more you play, the more you lose. It's basic math. And here's the kicker. Poor and middle-class people spend a higher percentage of their income on the lottery than wealthy people. Why? Because they see it as their only shot at financial freedom. But let me tell you, a $10 lottery ticket every week adds up to over $500 per year. Money that could have been invested, saved, or used to start a side hustle. But this is not our topic today. I can talk more about this in the Financial Freedom series if you want, but for now, let's focus more about what to actually use your money on. Instead of throwing cash at false hope, put that money into something that actually grows, like stocks, real estate, or your own skills. Because let's be real, the best way to get rich isn't luck, it's strategy. Number 6, ignoring credit card interest. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Next thing you know, you're paying 18% interest on that burrito you bought last month. That's right, you're still paying for something you, well, already digested. Ouch. Oh, and you know what's worse than overspending? Overspending on borrowed money. Credit card debt is like quicksand. The longer you're in it, the deeper you sink. The average credit card interest rate is over 20%, which means that $1,000 shopping spree could turn into $3,000 if you only make minimum payments. Now, since I've talked about this topic extensively, I often get a recurring question. What's the easiest way to start budgeting? Honestly, it's simple. Pay off your balance in full every month, and if you already have credit card debt, attack it aggressively like it stole your lunch money. And speaking of debt, this next money trap might be the most dangerous one of all. Number 5, payday loans, the legalized scam. Honestly, I believe payday loans are the financial equivalent of selling your soul to the devil, except the devil wears a suit and runs a loan office. They promise fast cash, but what they really give you is a one-way ticket to a debt spiral. Here's how it works. You borrow $500 thinking you'll pay it back in 2 weeks. But with interest rates averaging 400% APR, you quickly realize you're drowning. By the time you've rolled it over a few times, you've paid back triple what you borrowed, and guess what? You still owe money. And let's not even get started on hidden fees. Late fees, rollover fees, processing fees, they'll nickel and dime you until you have nothing left. It's designed to trap people who are already struggling, making them dependent on borrowing just to survive. So what's the alternative? Avoid payday loans like they're the plague. Instead, build an emergency fund, even if it's just a few $100s to start. Cut unnecessary expenses. Do you really need 5 streaming services and daily takeout? Look into community assistance programs or low-interest credit options before ever setting foot in a payday loan office. The only people getting rich off payday loans are the lenders. Don't be their next victim. Borrow $500? You could end up paying back $2,000 if you're not careful. Instead of falling into this predatory trap, build an emergency fund and cut expenses before taking a payday loan. But you know what's just as bad as payday loans? This next one that drains your future wealth. Number 4, not investing early enough. Okay, let's be real. Money under your mattress doesn't magically multiply. If you're not investing, be it in stocks, real estate, or even your own education, you're effectively inviting inflation to rob you blind. Meanwhile, your wealthy neighbor invests in the S&P 500 and wonders why you're still broke. Time is your best friend when it comes to investing. Waiting until you're ready is like waiting for the perfect weather to go outside. It never comes. Even if you start with $50 a month, compound interest will work its magic. The difference between starting at 25 versus 40, hundreds of thousands of dollars by retirement. So stop waiting. Start investing. Your future self will thank you. Now, if you think not investing is bad, this next money trap is even worse. Number 3, keeping too much cash in your checking account. Look, I know saving is great, but saving the wrong way? Not so much. Your checking account earns 0% interest, which means inflation is eating your money alive. Instead of parking your cash, move it into a high-yield savings account, or better yet, invest it in assets that grow. Speaking of bad money habits, this next one is silently draining your future. Number 2, spending raises and bonuses like free money. Got a raise? Nice. But instead of upgrading your lifestyle, upgrade your bank account. Most people fall into lifestyle inflation, earning more, spending more, staying broke. Instead, pretend you never got that raise and invest it instead. That's how wealth is built. Now, since you made it this far, here is probably the number 1 money trap that keeps people broke. Pay attention. Number 1, not having a money plan. If you don't tell your money where to go, it disappears. Not budgeting is like driving cross-country with no GPS. You'll end up lost and broke. The richest people, they have a financial plan. They track spending, invest consistently, and avoid dumb money mistakes. You should too. All right, we just torched 15 of the biggest money traps keeping people broke. The real question now is, are you guilty of any of these money traps? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you're ready to start building real wealth, there are actually 10 core skills that all of the richest people in the world have mastered. We break it down step by step. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.